show. Pathfinder TV show. Every Monday morning, 9 a.m. on AKBC channel 45. Pathfinder TV show. Pathfinder leisure, sports, health, education. Pathfinder TV show. Market survey, capacity building. Pathfinder TV show. Pathfinder law and many more. Making your Monday morning worthwhile. Pathfinder leisure, sports, health, education. Pathfinder TV show. Market survey, capacity building. Pathfinder TV show. Pathfinder law and many more. Making your Monday morning worthwhile.
Incredibly fantastic. Joyfully alluring. The sight and the height of glamour. Catch the views. Draw the emotions on AKBC channel 45. Pathfinder Am 45, making your Monday morning worthwhile.
And that's the message. We are always here to make your Monday morning worthwhile. It's always a pleasure to be here. Welcome to this segment of the program today. It's Pathfinder. We're just tuning on your TV station, and we are about to kick off by telling you that when we talk about failure, there is more to it than what you know. And then that word, if you look at it in the dictionary or you Google it, there is more to it than what you see in the meaning. And there are people that have gone extra mile to take a look at such words, and they're able to use it to define human life, so that when you want to talk about it, applying it to yourself or to some other person or whatever you do, you know that there are some things you need to consider. So that is why we are here today, to take a look at that word and also take a look at things we need to consider surrounding it. I am talking about the word failure. What is failure and who is a failure? Does the fact that someone failed make the person a failure? I still insist by asking such questions. Alright, so we will take a look at that today. When I say we, I have with me here someone who I know has, by the grace of God in Akwa Ibom, say we are blessed with him to give us informations like this that we will use to guide our life in anything we do. I am talking about a lecturer from the University of Uyo, from the psychologist department in particular. He is a clinical psychologist. He's always here to educate us and of course inform us on what we need to know. I am talking about no other person than Dr. Mfon Ineme. See the way I'm introducing you today. Good morning, Doctor.
My pleasure.
Yes, always.
My pleasure. Always a pleasure to be here. It has been a long time.
Yeah, it has been. And we will look forward to always having you around. And I said we are blessed with somebody like you from this part of the world.
That was a big introduction.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, I mean, we are. I mean, sometimes people need to go pay money somewhere to get most of the information you give out here. So we are blessed to have you.
I feel most humbled.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So, Dr. Mfoni Neme, we are taking a look at the word failure.
Yeah. Failure.
Yes.
Let me start by saying that I've been a teacher throughout my life.
Okay.
I've taught in nursery school, I've taught in primary school, I've taught in secondary school. I now have the privilege by God's grace to teach where I am.
Okay.
So the word failure is common with me. And so by me, I define failure as inability to meet expectation. When you are not able to meet the expectation that people have of you or you have of yourself.
Okay.
Interestingly, two sets of people have expectations of you. One is you, then the other one, the people around you, significant others. Or people that have one or two things to do with you, have expectations of you. Now, when you're not able to meet that expectation that they have of you, or you have of yourself, then that's when it could be considered that you have failed. It is common in life that once in a while we fail in one thing or the other. But I think there are quite a number of things we're going to talk about failure today.
Okay.
The lessons we can learn from there and all of that.
Okay.
We need to learn quite a number of lessons from our points of failure.
Okay. So I just gathered something from what you said about failure. When I am unable to achieve something or do things for myself or get to where I'm supposed to be, that means
that you have failed.
The word failure.
You have failed.
You have failed
At that point. But that does not make you a failure in life.
All right.
That does not make you a failure in life.
Okay.
It's just that you are not able to meet that expectation at that time. I think maybe we go straight to looking at a very unique example of the word failure in life.
Okay.
And that is the story of Thomas Edison, the man that invented electric bulb.
Okay.
When I invented electric bulb, Thomas Edison said he tried 999 times and failed. The electric bulb, all of us are making use of electric bulbs today globally because Edison tried 999 times and failed.
Is that for real?
For real. You know, these are white, and whenever he did and failed, he recorded it.
Okay.
There was a record of each time he failed.
Okay.
Electric bulb that we use today could only become electric bulb usable at the 1000th time. At the 1000th time. So he failed, so to speak, for 999 times. But the good thing is this: after electric bulb have come into existence, one day they asked Edison, Thomas Edison, and said, "Sir, they say you failed 999 times." He said, "No, I did not fail 999 times. Rather, I have learned 999 times how not to make bulb." Let me say that again. He said, "I have learned 999 times how not to make bulb."
Okay.
Which means at each point we think we have failed, there's a lesson to learn. Each point we think we have failed, there's a lesson to learn.
Okay.
So what we should concentrate ourselves on is at any point, I have not been able to do well. Then what lessons can I learn?
Okay.
What did I not do well that made me to fail? So that from that point, I have learned how not to do it again.
Okay.
Somebody would say, that there is only somebody who does not know who is foolish. I'm careful not to use that word. That will keep doing the same thing repeatedly and expect a different result.
Okay.
That if you keep doing the same thing the same way you're doing repeatedly and you expect a different result, then you are not a wise person.
Okay.
A wise person is someone who would have done something and fails, and then he looks at the lesson he has learned. What did I not do well that has made me to fail in this business? Okay. Then from there you build up and think of another way to doing the same thing you wanted to do.
Dr. Mfoni, is it possible to operate in this world that we are without failing at all?
I don't think so.
Why do you say so?
I mean, we learn from nature.
Okay.
When a child wants to walk, a child rises and falls many times.
Okay.
I'm sure the nobody would have fallen many times before she could walk.
My mom told me that I was very plumpy, and so because of that, I was doing a lot of things in a lazy way. Okay. Right.
Now, so a child rises and falls many times. Before a child can walk, some of them will wound their mouth, will break their lips, some will wound themselves. In an attempt to walk, they fall many times.
Okay.
But finally, they will walk.
Okay.
It is impossible not to fail at all in life. Not to fail in the context that we are using today. Not to fail at all. No, you're going to fail somewhere. You're going to attempt and fail. Attempt and fail. You keep insisting. If a child says, "Okay, because I don't want to wound myself," then the child will never walk.
Okay.
The fear of failure is worse than the joy of success.
Okay.
The fear of failure is worse than the joy of success. If you want to succeed, make up your mind for failures.
Okay.
You will fail at a point.
All right. Now, okay, let's start from this. I want to bring this because you mentioned that you've taught in nursery school and you've taught in secondary school before where you are now.
Yeah.
Now, let's start from there. Let's just say that's the home that we want to start from, knowing what failure is before we come to the society where we are living this life. I mean, this idea of our parents always making us to know that we don't have to fail, and then when we write exams, start to say, "I have to bring this on bear." Most of our parents are started from that early age to know how to sort. That word "sort," yes. Meet the teachers, tell the teachers, make sure my daughter doesn't fail, make sure my son doesn't fail, and then we reach the secondary school level, and then even as tertiary institutions, it's a norm, it's a normal thing. And then coming out to the society, you feel that you have to go clear your way before even something even happen. Even when you write maybe like exams and you're sure yourself that you can read, you can pass. But because of that idea that you don't want to fail. Now let's start from there. What is this motivation? What is that force that is always forcing us and making us to think that we don't need to fail?
Well, I think it's ignorance. I think to me is a case of ignorance. That you think you should never fail at all.
Yes.
Now we need to try to tell our children from infancy, from cradle, that if you must walk, you must fall. You must fall, then rise again and continue.
Okay.
Rise again and continue.
Okay.
It is a very bad thing to the society, to the humanity, to divinity, that you can think of sorting for a child in nursery school. Maybe from nursery school. Sometimes they give the parents, the teachers some gratifications to make sure that they take special care of their children. And then, in fact, I even noticed one in admission into nursery school. And a mother had to go bribing
only nursery
to get why? Has it gone? Has it reduced to that point that even a case of in nursery school you still have to look forward to sort? Is this wrong? We need to allow our children to know that life is not the world's not a bed of roses. You rise, you fall, you learn. The only thing is that what lesson have you learned having fail at this point, so that you won't repeat the same mistake that made you fail. You won't repeat the same thing that made you fail at that point. So what we need to do is, I've seen students fail and they come around to say, sir, after exam, sir, I keep telling students, I never did this to my teacher. Okay, and of course it has stopped over the years because the news will spread that one does not even listen to such stories. Why do you even come around? Why do you even come around? I've been a student almost throughout my life. I'm still a student. My child asked me a few days ago, Daddy, what? I say I'm a student of psychology. And they all shouted, no, you're not. I say I'm a student of psychology. We are still learning every day. We are still publishing. Sometimes you send your paper out for publication, they return it and say, no, it doesn't mean I was standard. Or they say, no, you have not written this place well. Correct this place.
Even at this stage.
And that's why sometimes when you finish writing, you may send it to a senior colleague. There's somebody higher than you, no matter who you are.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
knows better than you.
That's true.
Send it to that person. Say, please look at what I've done. Correct me. I learned it from the person that sustained me in psychology, late Professor Isidoyo. Okay, probably would write as a professor at Bar. He will write an article. He will give it to a graduate assistant to correct him with red pen. Oh my God, correct me with red pen. You learn at that point that you are not perfect. Let's teach our children to know that they are not perfect, but they have the ability.
Okay.
They are not perfect, but they have the potential.
Okay.
They are not perfect, but they can do it. And then in the course of doing, between where they start and where at the point of success, then they should know that there may be some ups and downs, but finally you will make it. It's the same thing that makes our big men, when they think they must always clear their way, when they get into politics and they don't win election, it's like, why should I fail election?
That is
so you must do everything
to pass. That is it.
Even if it means taking human life, even if it means killing your mother, even if it means doing anything. Sometimes you go to court, you go do everything, just to make sure you are the one. Why must you be the one that wins? Why don't you think that person could also have been the one to win? We need this mentality that you must be the one is what we need to drive out in the head of our children, so that they can accommodate others. Yes, I don't accept that you should fail, but make sure that you do your best. Okay. You should do your best.
All right, now that's all. Let's take a look at it in the psychological aspect of it. I mean, this idea of I have failed, it has this mentality it gives us. Let's take a look at it, because I want to do everything to pass. I don't want the society to see me as a failure. I don't want my colleagues to see that I have failed. I don't even want anybody around me to do that, know that I have failed. That psychological aspect of it, that mental, health. Now, how it deals with our mental health. Let's take a look at it.
The society we live in define many things about us.
Yes.
They give us conscience. They give us the goggle through which to see life.
They give us a conscience.
They give us conscience.
Meanwhile, we have the conscience that
nobody's born with conscience.
Okay.
We develop conscience.
Okay.
Yeah.
We develop it
over time.
So how we react to the society?
It depends on what the society tells us.
Okay.
Okay. There are persons that they've not done it well, but they still move on with life. What we are saying today does not mean anyway that somebody should not take life seriously.
No.
We don't say that.
We will take a look at that, how to overcome the failures.
But in the course of failing, if in the process of succeeding you fail, the society is one place that will make you feel bad, that will temper with your mental health, make you feel, oh, you have failed. Rather, we learn. I'm a member of the National Association of Psychology in Nigeria. I'm an executive. I'm the vice president. Now, when we ended the other tenure, my president, Professor Zamani, put in his address, after writing the successes that we succeeded, that we made, he wrote, "These are my failures."
Okay.
I didn't see that. I learned it from him.
Okay.
He said, we have succeeded this, we have succeeded this. He said, we have failed in this aspect. He wrote it to the association that we have failed here and here and here. Why? Because we wanted to do it, we couldn't do it. And that didn't make us ashamed in any way. We need to understand in life that there will always come a time that that which you wanted to do has not turned out to be exactly the way you wanted it to be. So what do you do at that point? You accept it. You accept it. Let the society not make you feel guilty or make you feel depressed or make you feel anxious, because these are what the society will do for as far as failure is concerned. Either they make you feel guilty,
yes,
or they make you feel depressed, or they make you feel anxious.
Okay.
They bring worry into you because you have not done well, and some will even challenge you. How can you fail now? Some will tell you, let's go to court. Go to court. I will stand by you. Let's go to court. The lawyers will help you. Let's go to court. You will get it in court, even when they know you won't get it. Even when they know from the outset, they know you won't get it. They will tell you, don't worry. I won such a case before. I won this case. I won in Nigeria. I won in Ghana. We won it for in Swang. It's a lie. You know?
I like the way you put the vernacular aspect of it.
So they know. Okay. They know, but they just want to pump your ego.
Okay.
This when your ego is pumped, and you feel that failure deflates that ego.
Okay.
The perception that failure deflates your ego is what makes you want to maybe do it by all means. No. If you have not succeeded at this point, look at it. What have I not learned? I think in this year we have an opportunity to say one of the best things you can do is to compete with yourself. I like telling my children and my students, compete with yourself first before you compete with another person.
Okay.
What do I mean? If in a course you get this time you get say 40, next semester or next term, think of what to do to get 45.
Yeah, that's true.
In that case, you're competing with yourself.
And working on yourself.
Or working on yourself. Okay. To make sure that, oh, I've got 40. Well, maybe I didn't do well. I didn't read well. I didn't study well. I've got 40. So next time, I will make sure that I don't get anything below 45 in that same course. Next time, I will make sure I don't get more than less than 50. You are competing with yourself now. So like that, you are building yourself. But if you feel you must be the one to make it, and so anything that is happens like you don't make it, you throw tantrums.
Okay.
You lie down and throw your legs. You lie down and kill. You want to kill somebody just because you have not made it. No.
Okay. Now, Dr. Mfoyineme, that will bring us now to that idea, because of the way you're mentioning it. We all believe we should or not fail. We should pass. Now, this idea of wanting to pass by all means, what effect would it have on us? It
will make you become aggressive. You become verbally and physically aggressive because you want to get it. 2, it will make you make many mistakes. 3, it will make you tamper with relationships that could have helped you in future.
Okay.
4, it might make you succeed. Having wounded people that could have worked with you in that office or in that position could have made you wound so many people. And when you need them, you turn around, they are no more there for you.
Can it tarnish someone's image?
It will also tarnish your image, because sometimes the path you take to that success now may have been a very crooked path. You have done something very crooked that you cannot tell the world you did this.
Okay.
You know, sometimes when people succeed, they can't come out to say, I succeeded, this is how I got it. They will tell you, it's the Lord's doing. It's the Lord's doing. As if God does that. They know it's not the Lord. They know from the outside it's not the Lord that did that one.
Okay. So that is what brings this unhealthy competition.
Unhealthy competition.
When you want to meet up with others, even when you don't know their story behind the scene.
How they got there. Okay. Because many people will not tell you how they got there. They won't tell you what they did to succeed.
Okay.
That thing they call success now is only God that knows. But God knows, because God is very strong. Otherwise they could have hidden it from God. Okay. You know, it's not that they can't hear it from God. You know. So we need to look at it from the angle that comes. If you fail today, you are not a failure. Just that you have failed. So
you've answered that question I was asking at the beginning of it. So does the fact that someone failed make the person a failure?
No, it doesn't.
The answer that it doesn't make a failure. Now we stay in the society. We still talk about society when we know that when we fail, they will mock at us, they will laugh at us, and they'll make us seem like the failures that we are not. So now let's start by asking, how can we handle ourselves in such environment in the society like this?
First is that from the outset, make up your mind for any outcome. Make up your mind that this thing I'm going into, this school, this politics, whatever I'm going into, I may win, I may fail. Let it not be a do or die thing.
Okay.
Number 2 is, if eventually you win, the mental health issues, I said the day after the election, the other time when we met, mental health issues of the winner is important.
Yeah.
At the same time, mental health issues of those that have failed is also important. Some of them become so depressed, some of them become so worried. No. make up your mind from the outset that this thing is 50-50.
Okay.
I have equal tendency to win, as I have the same tendency to fail. And then make up your mind also that if you don't win, so if you fail, that you will support the other person that has won.
Is that one easy to come by? No.
Well, but some people do it.
Especially in this our society that
It's quite unfortunate in African society.
Like you mentioned it earlier, that even the people around you make you want to compete. They will tell you shouldn't have, and then because of that, it will make you feel bad about yourself.
But they won't force you to court.
Okay.
So you decide to go or not to go.
Okay.
Some of them may promise they're going to sponsor you, but I tell you, you may look back, they're not behind you again after some time.
All right.
Okay, so make up your mind that it's not going to be a 50-50 thing. So make up your mind, make provisions in your mind for failure in case it comes.
Okay.
Ask yourself, if I don't win, what will I do? Will I continue? Will I leave the country? Some of them will say, I can't stay in Nigeria because I failed. They leave. They do the jackpot thing.
Okay.
No, you don't do that. Then also be able to tell your supporters, your parents, or people, come, Mom, I have not failed. Just that I have not passed the exam does not make me a failure.
Okay, so that's when you believe in yourself.
You believe in yourself. We call that in self-efficacy.
Okay.
They believe that can handle a task. It's called self-efficacy.
Okay.
Develop a good self-efficacy and tell your mom, Mommy, I have not failed. I have not failed. It's just that I couldn't pass the exam. Give me another chance. That is why some children commit suicide. Because they know what the parents are going to tell them.
I was even going to come to that, because most times our parents, caregivers will make it look like we are not supposed to fail at all. And they will tell you as you are going, make sure you don't come back home without passing. So you have to look for any way, anyhow. I even hear more parents say, anyhow, you have to make it. Anyhow. That anyhow.
No.
As a psychologist, look at that anyhow.
Anyhow
What
is wrong. I rather tell people by all good means, not by all means.
Okay.
Please succeed by all good means.
Okay.
Not by any means.
Okay.
So sometimes people tell you, you must succeed. I must succeed by all means. No, I say no. You don't succeed by all means. You succeed by all good means. Any means you're going to succeed that is not good, that is crooked, that will temper with your integrity, or will temper with your name, that will wound another person, that will bring problem to the society. Please avoid that means.
Okay.
Only go for the means that when you succeed with that means, it's okay, it's legitimate, it's legal, it's socially acceptable by the society you stay. People accept it, the society accepts it. Don't want to succeed by all means, but by all good means. And then parents too should learn, please, not to tell the children to succeed by all means. It won't work. It doesn't mean. Now, if you start such prompting, if you start giving your children such promptings at the early stage of their life, at the formative stage of their lives, at that cradle, they learn that they must succeed by all means. Aggression is the answer.
Okay.
They'll become aggressive. They want to get it by all means. They become aggressive. Two, they become intolerant.
Okay.
Intolerant. They develop superiority complex. People talk about inferiority complex. This one, they develop superiority complex.
Yeah.
They feel they are the most superior in the world. No.
And how can that affect it from being a child? I mean, that idea of developing that superiority complex.
It makes the child look aggressive, looking down on others.
Okay.
It has even affected Nigerian society. Some tribes feel they are superior to other tribes.
Okay.
That superiority complex that their parents screwed down into their brains. That you are this, you are that. Let me not mention any tribe. You are this, you are that, and because you are this, you are to rule the world. Remember that we have some segments in this country that have affected the Nigerian state. For example, a section of this country told the people, the leaders in those days, many years back, when Nigerian state just developed, said somebody said, "Come, that this is also people will reign willy-nilly, and then the instrument of leadership shall be this, and then they will rule from this place, from this Sahara Desert to Atlantic Ocean. That's why they will rule from the north to the south," which is a wrong statement to have made. Okay. A wrong statement for that man leader to have made in this country. I don't want to mention his name.
Okay. Now, Dr. Mfoyine, taking a look at the failure, because we are talking about ourselves now, we've mentioned those things. Now, I asked this question: is there any a positive aspect of a failure and a negative? Let's look at those two. Positive and negative of being failing, not the failure of failing at this point, and not looking at ourselves as a failure. Yes.
But maybe we look at it from the positive first.
Okay, from the positive.
The positive thing is that every failure, every point of failing is a point of learning.
Okay.
Is a teacher. You learn from there. Number two, it helps you to teach others how not to do the same thing you did and failed.
Okay.
It helps you to provide a path of success for others. That this is what I did to succeed. So you don't need to use the other path again. This is the path I used to succeed.
Okay, that's a positive.
That's the positive aspect of it.
He has taught you a lesson.
He has taught you a lesson.
And then you also teach others.
You teach
a lesson.
others.
That's how failure or failing
can help.
Can help.
Can
Then
help.
let's
Can be
look at the
positive.
negative.
The negative aspect of it is that it might make your colleagues to go ahead of you. Your peers may go ahead of you. They will make you to go ahead of you. But the good thing even at that is that yes, our elder said that anytime a man wakes up, that is his morning. Our elder said that anytime a man wakes up, that is his morning. Okay, so if you wake up by 7 a.m., that's your morning. If I wake up by 9 a.m., that's my morning. If I wake up by 12 noon, that's my morning. So anytime a man wakes up. So if your classmates, your colleagues, your peers have gone ahead of you in one aspect of life where you started together and then you failed.
Yeah.
That does not make you a failure.
Okay.
You can still try it again.
Okay.
You can try it again. You can try it again. We know that in this country that people have tried election up to 3 times before they win.
That's true.
They failed up to 2 or 3 times before they finally win. So if you try using legitimate processes, you may win.
Okay.
You may win. So keep trying. Keep trying. But make up your mind that as a negative side, your peers may go ahead of you because you have been dropped for one thing, for one session, or you are dropped. It may go ahead of you. But note that generally, that you are failing in that aspect does not make you a failure. And of course, maybe it's not just in politics, not just in academics, even in marriage.
Yes, in marriage.
In marriage. Some people go into it and it doesn't work. You don't throw it and you don't kill yourself because it doesn't work.
Dr. Mfoyine, would you say that in our society, especially when we try to do business, let's bring it down to us, because
business,
people believe that in this part of the world we're not too good with business. You start a particular project, you don't succeed, and then you just give up.
You give up.
Yes. How does that go?
It's too bad. It's also a question of with information prompting we get from our parents, from our societies that come. The difference of people in the Nigeria that are good in business, that we are not good at business, or we are civil servants. We are no. But in this same society, there are people in Akwa State, for example, that have done businesses and have succeeded globally. They are making it globally.
Okay.
It's a wrong mentality to hold on to the fact that just because you come from a particular place, you cannot succeed in a particular way. You cannot succeed in a particular business. No. You can learn and become. You can learn.
Okay.
The person you think, that society you think they are good at business, it's not because there's a gene. There's no genetic explanation in them that this is a gene responsible for business, and so they inherit that gene.
They didn't inherit it.
They didn't inherit it. They learned
human,
it.
just like us.
They're human.
Okay.
So what happened was that they just learned it.
Okay.
And then they got promptings from their society that come, you're a businessman. Here we succeed by business. You keep those words are called promptings. They keep prompting. They keep moving our minds. They keep pushing us forward. And with those promptings, a child can succeed. A child can succeed. You know, there are some families that when you are born into, that somebody told me the other time, if you are born into George Bush's family in US, they tell you you are president of America from day one. They make you know that you are born into this family as a president of America.
And that's the mentality.
That's the mentality they carry.
Oh, okay.
They carry presidential or presidency mentality.
And that will bring that superiority.
Yeah, it will bring.
Talking about.
And look at it. How many of them have been? Some of them have been governors of their states. Some of them have been presidents. 2 of them have been presidents. Okay, and others are coming. The younger ones are coming. They are coming with that mentality that I am born as a president of America.
Okay.
So those promptings can also help. But then there's no gene of presidency. Nobody inherits presidency. So instead of letting our children sit on the fence, that's the language. Some people, when they feel, they sit on the fence. They sit on the fence. They say, well, since I did not succeed, let life just run itself. Maybe I can win, cannot succeed. No.
We give up.
We give up.
Just starting. We just give up. Okay.
You just start few days. You try and try again. Try and try again. But look at the only problem. The thing I'm emphasizing is don't repeat the same thing the same way.
Okay.
Look for another way
to have it done.
Probably go and learn it. Go and sit under someone who has learned it. Get a mentor. Get somebody's advice. Get somebody's counsel. Get somebody to say, "Come, this is how I succeeded in my own case. This was what I did to succeed."
Okay.
Humble yourself. Learn it. Okay. Even if you have risen to a height and there's something you notice you have failed in, go to someone who has done it.
Okay.
Learn from that person. No matter how big you are in life, understudy somebody, you can make it.
Okay. Now, well, since we are still talking about the failure and how it has to affect us, now let's. You've mentioned it already, but you know, as a psychologist, I like saying that when someone sits to listen to information coming out from this aspect of life, it will help someone to rethink. And there are those who have already, you know, believe that if they fail, they don't have to try again. What word would you have for such people? How should they start building up themselves and start building up their mental health to make sure that they don't reason that way?
Now, 2 or 3 things are involved here. One is the issue of self-efficacy that I mentioned.
Okay.
Self-efficacy is the belief in yourself. Sometimes people have very low self-efficacy. That we have instruments to measure it. So when you measure in some people, their own self-efficacy is very low. Such person throw tantrums and they give up easily.
Can such people, can they build up?
Yeah, they can build up. They need psychologists to build up.
Okay.
We can build you up.
Okay.
Number 2 is the issue of self-esteem. The value attached to yourself.
Okay.
The value among your peers. The value among your peers. That you can't perform well.
I can't fail.
I can't. No. That means those who fell.
Okay, those who
fell say, my classmate is brighter than I, is more intelligent than I. You know, they maybe as a media person, as a co-presenter, as a presenter, the other person does it better than me. Well, that's how far I can go in life. You sit on the fence, you stop at that level. That's how far I can go. No, you can go further. You can still try again. Ask your colleague, what did you learn? What did you do that makes you do well now? How did you get it? How did you get there?
Okay.
You can learn. Okay. Humble yourself, like I said, but then work on your self-efficacy, work on your self-esteem. It will help you to come up.
Okay. Now, so this idea of I have failed, I am a failure, doesn't need to come in.
It doesn't need to come.
Okay, so I have failed, I need to do something right, and I have to do it not the way I have been doing it or the other way to make sure that I pass. Now, taking a look at that now, in the society that we live, because we keep hammering on the society, we have to work on ourselves. And then what are the other things we need to avoid while working on ourselves, so that as we are working our part to doing well, so that we don't have to fail. Even if we have to fail, we know that we are not failures. What are the other things we need to carry in mind as we are going?
For me, you need to avoid those who will not encourage you.
That's a company. Friends, okay.
Companions.
Would you say toxic people?
People are toxic. People, you need to work on what I call the components of social network, of your social network.
Okay.
Work on the components of your social network.
Those who look down on you?
Those who those who are your friends. Are they people that will help you to come up? Are they people that will help you to come down?
Oh, okay.
Look at them.
Okay.
Will they help you to move forward? Are they people that will not help you? There are people that, you know, they don't contribute to your success anyhow. All they want to do is to help you to fall.
To help you fall.
Number 2 is avoid people who will discourage you directly. People will tell you, no, you can't make it. Forget it. You can't make it. You know, people like you don't do such things. People like you don't do such things. You know, forget it. You know, this video that is going viral. This is one professor who is physically challenged and went to UNN. At UNN, he said when he was a student, the lecturer told him, people like you should sit at the gate. Not here to beg at the gate. What are you doing? He asked a question in the class. So instead of the man answering him, he said, people like you should be at the gate. He said, did you pass through the gate? He said, yes. Do you not see people like you begging at the gate?
Can you imagine that?
What are you doing here in class? Go down there and beg. That man that he said, go down there and beg, he's a professor today, teaching at 2 universities.
Imagine.
Okay? People that want to bring you down, avoid them. Don't worry. Just tell him, wait you see me. Quietly, don't boast. Don't be proud. That's another thing very important. Don't be proud. Don't be arrogant. Don't carry what we call delusion of grandiosity.
What does that mean?
You know, that's the false failure that you are too big.
Okay.
False belief that you are big, you are a senior person.
How does that go? I mean, there's something that word is ringing a bell. The way I carry myself, meanwhile I am not who I
you
am.
Are.
Making
it's a delusion.
Yeah. And so when something happens and I don't seem to make it, it will make me to feel bad about myself.
It make you to feel bad because you are already lifting yourself too high.
So can it affect my mental health?
It affects you seriously.
Okay.
It affects you. We call it delusion of grandiosity.
Okay.
You know, it makes you feel I'm too big. So when failure comes, you don't have a place to keep your face again.
Okay.
Because you already lifted yourself beyond what you actually are. So if you place yourself where you actually are with humility, somebody tell you won't succeed, you may walk away from that person.
Okay.
Go walk away from that person.
You know, that thing you're just saying makes me remember the fact that it says we have to package ourselves. Is there difference between, we've always known that, but I just want to ask you now because of this topic we are talking, the difference between self-packaging and fake life? Because what you are saying may make it has to do with the fake life. The way I carry myself may make people think, and so when I fail, it will affect me. That fake life and self-packaging.
No, well, packaging yourself well, if I understand the content that society uses it, is to make sure that you don't look inferior, you don't look tattered and packaging, dress well, that you don't. It doesn't mean you must carry your face as if the wall has collapsed on you alone. No, it does not collapse on you alone. Other people also have issues. Live well, live right. Okay, don't look desperate. Don't look pitiable. Good. Dress well, look well, appear well. But that does not again mean you should live a fake life of over presenting yourself. Don't over present yourself to the society. Otherwise, people that will help you will feel you are already there.
Your destiny helper will be
you already made it. So
pass to the other person.
Another person to help because you're already there.
Dr. Mfoime, thank you very much. Now we've answered the question that the fact that I failed doesn't make me a failure. So finally now, you've talked about the negative aspect of it and the positive. That would say like an advice. Now, generally, advise us on how to see failure and the fact that if we failed, we are not failure generally.
Well, I want to say that let's see failure as a learning process, a point to learn. Don't see it as failure. Don't see failure as you have failed. See it as an opportunity to learn. Opportunity, like Edison said, opportunity not to do it that way again. You have learned a way not to do it, so you try another way. See it that way. And then also make sure that you don't become aggressive in life just because you have failed. Make sure that you don't become depressed just because you have failed at one point. I like to tell students that you notice that the difference, the first three letters of stupid and students are the same. Stupid and student, they are the same.
STU. Stupid and students.
They are the same.
I'm just learning that too.
So the fact that you have failed one course does not make you stupid, it makes you a student. If you fail in one course, you are not stupid. You are a student.
You are a student.
That's it. So see every point of failing as is making you a student of that point at that point. So you learn what you didn't do well, and then you move on with life. Then accept yourself. Appreciate yourself. At that point that it's like you have failed, encourage yourself. If nobody is there to encourage you, encourage yourself. Rise up again and move on.
All right. Thank you very much. So Dr. Mfoime, finally now you answer the question. Does the fact that someone fail make someone a failure?
No, it doesn't make you a failure. It only means I fail at that point. You are not a failure in life. You can still move on. There are many things you can try your hands on, and then you move on.
Thank you for coming on the program.
My pleasure.
So it's always a pleasure to do this. Thank you very much for staying with us. The advice, especially what I take from what he said, is avoid group of people that will always make you see yourself as a failure if you fail. Walk away from situations that will make you always want to see yourself as a failure. And most importantly, work on yourself. Don't carry yourself too high to the point that if you fail, it will affect you, because your mental health is very, very important. And learn to do things the other way around and see if you are not going to succeed in life. I'm sure you have learned one or two things, because personally I have. Thank you very much for staying with us on this segment of the program. But don't go anywhere. Pathfinder continues after this time out.
Incredibly fantastic. Joyfully alluring. The sight and the height of glamour. Catch the views. Draw the emotions on AKBC Channel 45. Pathfinder Am 45, making your Monday morning worthwhile.
This is our home, where we all belong. The place where life is beautiful. The peaceful ambience we enjoy when we live together in unity and love. It's all a man, and you know, we go stand together, we go make them better. We be brothers and sisters, no matter where we be. It's all a man, and you know,
is a piece of jewelry attached to the ear via a piercing in the earlobe or another external part of the ear, except in case of clip earrings which clip onto the lobe. The earliest chronicled origin of earrings is traced to about 7,000 years ago in ancient Asia, and it was at that time predominantly used by males. It is also recorded that during this period, Egyptians and Assyrians used earrings to signify the fact that they belonged to a higher class. In ancient Rome, earrings were worn only by slaves, while in ancient Greece, they were the ornaments of prostitutes. Wealthy Greek and Roman ladies also wore earrings set with pearls and topaz. In the countries of ancient Orient, the preference was for silver and gold earrings set with rubies, sapphires, and emeralds. Earrings were especially celebrated in India, China, and Assyria. Earrings were worn on the left ear by the sons of a single mother whose husband had been killed, and on the right ear by the only boy in the family. A man wearing earrings on both ears was the last of his family line. Such a man was guarded by his neighbors and was not allowed to participate in times of war, lest his line disappeared forever. In contemporary society, different types of earrings are used by ladies for the purpose of correcting and complementing the shape of their faces, and are broadly classified into 5 categories. The first is the clasp. Clasp has a fastener that passes through the front and back of the ear. The second is the screw earrings. These are screwed on the back of the ear with a cork. They really are harder to put, but there is more security and are more difficult to be lost. The third is the lever-shaped earrings. They are similar to the hook type, but have small latches behind the ear. The fourth is the small earring, which can be made of screw or clasp, and in most cases has a little stone. The fifth is the chandelier. It is suitable for women with heart-shaped faces, in which case it helps to create the illusion of volume in the lower part of their faces.
Incredibly fantastic. Joyfully alluring. The sight and the height of glamour. Catch the views. Draw the emotions on AKBC Channel 45. Pathfinder Am 45, making your Monday morning worthwhile.
I'm glad to know you're still there watching the program. It's Just get yourself this newspaper. I'll take you on another story here, and that's from the story is on page 7. Only NNPCL can buy Dangote petrol. That's from IPMAN. The story is on page 31. SIM NIN leakage. Telcos begin final mass disconnection. I'm sure we are noticing that even MTN and other networks are disconnecting people from making calls and all that. So you want to know full story, you go to page 31. Federal government scholarship beneficiaries, right minister, falls 56% funding cuts. Okay. US, UK, Canada issue security alerts. Traders fear booting. What does that mean? The story is on page 2. Foreign missions foresee violence as federal government will be differ on protest sponsors. We're still talking about protests here, but we have seen a pictorial of a fuel queue in Abuja and Lagos on Sunday. Yeah, this is over the weekend. People are just struggling to buy fuel in Nigeria here. So if this is happening in Abuja and in Lagos, where we know to be, the capital, the cities, big cities in Nigeria, then you can imagine what is happening in other places too. So what's the way forward? I'm sure if you get this newspaper, you're going to see it and then have more information. Even here in Lagos, you see the picture of bike men and keke riders and minibuses queuing and trying to get fuel for themselves here. Alright, coming down here, LA Telecoms acquires majority stake in 9 Mobile. Victim under pressure to drop police station rape case. That's from the family. Court orders 1 billion naira payment to Oceanic Bank ex-staff. The story on page 7. So that's all we have for you on that. I'll take you to another paper. Let's go to the Guardian. I hope you are still with me on this ride because we are together. NNPC struggles with over $5.3 billion loans, JV debts, and commercialization. Whatever that means, just go to the paper. Outcry as telecom bar lines days to see NIN deadline. And it's happening right away. It's happening everywhere. The risk danger of planned national protests. Protests. Obi names sponsors as CPPE warns of 400 billion daily losses to economy. Okay. Bandits attack Borno police station, kill, loots. Alright. Peaceful Goba pools not certain in Edo, Ondo, reports warns. Concerns as Nigeria loses 6 trillion naira to tax waivers yearly. That's coming from the finance and economy. The story is on page 15. Alright, Serap sues CBN over missing 10 billion naira daily notes, dirty notes. Where has the money gone to? I'm sure when you get the story on page 5, you know why this is happening. Support Dangote refinery to reduce petrol scarcity. Ex-NDIC MDT tells regulators. And then we see the picture of the man, Dangote himself here. The story is on page 3. So all you need to do is get the paper and then I'll take you to another paper for today. Alright, let's go to the leadership. Alleged Bassa breach. Federal government may ban British Airways from Lagos. Progressive governors loud Abdul Razak over achievements. And then you come down here, the big story here says 14 northern states grapple with abandoned federal routes. Motorists, residents as federal government to end nightmare. Tinubu Umahi committed to finding them, says controllers. Kaduna, Kebbi, Taraba, Zamfara have leased abandoned highways. Federal government is getting 18 roads projects in Kwara. You just get yourself the story there and then read find all that. Accounts failing default. 12 listed firms pay 122.5 million fines. Alright, you get other information here. Serap sues CBN over missing 10 billion naira dirty notes and others. The story is on page 7. Alright, I'll take you to the next paper here, and that is on the Nigerian News Direct. Here we come. Economic hardship. Peter Obi backs August 1 protest, says protest is allowed globally. That's from Peter Obi. Meanwhile, the federal government is fighting hard to make sure that we don't experience this. Even in the state levels, we are seeing that story. So, what will be the fate of Nigeria? Is the protest going to take place? Let's watch out. Now, meanwhile, get the story on page 4 and read more. Serap sues CBN over failure to account for missing 10 billion naira dirty notes, public funds. Nationwide protests could cost Nigeria 400 billion naira daily. That's from CPPE. And then there's a warning. CAC unveils new guidelines for bank recapitalization. Okay, so that's the news we have from you. There, I'll take you to the blueprints. CBN to establish office for dormant accounts, unclaimed balances. The story is on page 24. Idris Chair's second Dakande Memorial Lecture in Lagos. Alright, and then coming to the big story here says Abbas engages youths. JNI seek dialogue. Obaneze urges stay off. Whatever that means. I'm sure the story is on page 6, 9, 14, and 15 of this newspaper. So just read it and get the full information. While Abuja, Lagos experience fresh fuel scarcity. That's from NNPCL. Is it only in Lagos and Abuja? Are other states also affected with this fuel crisis? Just get that and read it. LT tackle Okonkwo over resignation, says Moors will be exposed. Why I can't work with Obi again. Alright, so this one is still the issue of Serap suing CBN over money and other stories too. Alright, this one says ADC defends Enos plan for 18-story Ibom Towers in Lagos. That's a story from Akwa State here. Alright, multi-billion dollar investment on the way in aviation industry. Alright, so just get the full story as you read the blueprint. I'll tell you to the Daily Trust. Anti-protest campaigns heighten, Obi backs demonstration. Boko Haram attacks military police in Borno, kills officer. That's from IDPS. Protests. Senator Barrow speaks to promoters, says President Tinubu making genuine effort to tackle challenges. Zamfara lawmaker ex-LG chair, district head nabbed over kidnapping. Alright, so just get yourself a Daily Trust and also read other interesting stories that is flying on the paper. I'll take you on another paper here, and that's the Daily Times. Okay, on the Daily Times also have interesting stories. I'll start with the big one, why we demand details of organizers. That's from police. Whatever that means, the story is on page 2. You read it and find out. Say no to protests, Kalu Council constituents, Ebians, Ndibu. As Tinubu gets standing ovation for signing SEDC bill into law. Alright, so whatever that means, just read the paper. I'll take you to Vanguard. Hardship. Please protest, organizers dig in. Hardship. Please protest, organizers dig in. What is it all about? Abuja politicians behind banditry killing in Benue. Alright, shortage, fuel prices rises 21% to 850 naira per liters as marketers shut stations. No wonder we are having queue in the stations, in the filling stations, and the marketers are shutting down the stations while people are queue looking for where to buy fuel. Gay marriage approval, Anglican threatened to break away from Church of England. Alright, so you want to know all that to Spain 1, Nigeria 0, Super Falcons Olympic hopes dim. Okay, other stories here for you to read. I'll take you to Business Day. Oh, this is a big one. This story here. Malaria revenge constituents as lawmakers get 740 billion naira loan in constituency projects. Is that malaria attacking a man there? You get other interesting story as you read the paper. Consumers guard old phones as brand new to pricey. Alright. Federal government target banks pull off 615 billion naira gain. Alright. Competition tighten as 9 Mobile gets new owner. Wow, that's interesting. You want to know more of that? Another story, you get yourself this paper. I'll take you to another paper, and that's the Nigeria Tribune. Alright, Nigeria TV, we also have plans, protests, senators, reps join last minute mediation. The story is on page 2 and 3. Peter Obi revealed those behind protests. CPPE caution against likely economic impact, says it could inflict daily losses. Alright. NAF airstrikes destroy 12 illegal refinery sites in Abia Rivers. Ekiti 2026, why I won't contest against Oyepanyi. That's from Bamidele. Uncertainty over 1.2 trillion naira deep sea port projects. That investigation is ongoing. The story is on page 6. NDLEA recovers spent-borne cocaine consignment from businessmen scandal at Lagos airport. And this one is said, ethnic nationalities to Tinubu apply doctrine of necessity to rescue Nigeria. Indigenous shipping, rep stress need for amendment of NIMASA Acts. Why federal government policy will not address food inflation? That's agriculturists. The story is on page 4. This story is going to be interesting too, because you want to know if this bag of rice we are getting in different states from the federal government is going to take care of the food challenge we are having. I'll take you to another paper. Let's go to the Delhi Independence. Serap sues CBN over the that's the same issue. Boko Haram terrorist raid Borno police station. We still have the same story here. 70% forex gain tax shows federal government lack of creativity. That's from analyst. Alright. Southeast monarch sick. Namdi Kanu release rejects protests. Push for 2 main state for geopolitical zone. Alright, so this one coming here say hardship. Peter Obi urge protesters to act within the law and have to be civil. Is it possible to act within the law and be civil while protesting? Okay, we get the story on page 7, what he means by that. Benue government accuses Abuja politicians of sponsoring, supporting bandits. Editors hold Jakende annual memorial lecture in Lagos. No PDP Congress held in Rivers. That's G60 insists. Please justify request for protest details, city security concerns. You get all that on the Delhi Independent. I'll give you the last, but not the least, the last paper for today. 9 Mumbai reconstitutes Bird as new owners take charge. We also come down here, we see NAF. We destroy 12 illegal refineries, 12 reservoirs in Abuja. Alright, this one says Sanu Olu Omuka Osoba to speak at Jakande Memorial Lecture. You were planted as a mole in our party, LP tells Okonkwo. FRSC working to control road scratches via tech cops. The story is on page 25, and then that's a report from the marshal. And then coming down here, the big story here says governors at crossroads as tension rises over planned hardship protest. What is going to happen? Are we still going to have the protests? As you are looking forward to, get yourself this story here. 84 Nigerians on Islamic scholarship in Malaysia, Crown Prince. Insecurity, why we may withdraw our services by Southwest hunters. Okay, Big Brother Niger season 9 kick off with 28 housemates. Edo Guba, I'm dropping my ambition to support Opeholu. That's from Shaibu. Okay, so the story, the big one here downstairs, Nigeria's private jet ownership rises to 157 from 44 in 20 years. NLNG's chartered vessel arrived Nigeria for maiden loading to Portugal. Alright, so that's all we have for you, an interesting story. So when you are just getting yourself a newspaper, you know exactly the one to go for. Thank you very much for staying with us on this segment of the program. But don't go anywhere. Pathfinder continues after this time out.
Incredibly fantastic. Joyfully alluring. The sight and the height of glamour. Catch the views. Draw the emotions on AKBC Channel 45.